Hi there, everybody, guys, gals, and other pals, ghouls of all ages. Welcome back to Shadowrunning on MT. I'm one of your hosts, Tyler, and I'm joined by the ineffable, the proliferation of man and his beautiful, beautiful wisdom while he's shaking something that you guys can't see. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Austin, how's it going?
Gotta love audio only mediums. Woo! Going well so far, and excited to learn more as always. But we would have no one to learn from if not for the knowledgeable and incredulous So Easy Mode. How you doing this evening, Easy?
I'm a little tired, but I enjoy incredulous. Also, I love that we're going to leave that completely open of what you're shaking to the imagination of our listeners, especially since they're so used to us going to Shadowrun After Dark so quickly.
So quickly. We didn't even finish the intro tonight. Jesus. Or did we?
Who's
to say? Who knows what was being shook?
When does the intro end? Does the shaking continue after the intro? You're just going to have to use your imagination.
I am shooketh after all that. Shadowrun After Dark
invokes. I am shooketh myself.
Yes. My jimmies are rustled.
Not helping with painting the picture.
Well, you or am I? You want to paint us a good word picture of what we're talking about?
I will paint us a beautiful cornucopia word picture, and I'll use flashcards specifically just for us. Yay. Because we can see things. But the audience can't.
We'll do what is that called, like descriptive English or something? We're just gonna describe
descriptive audio.
So tonight's beautiful topic comes to us actually from a question from one of our listeners. They were asking about how Shadowrunners get paid, especially in the Sixth World, where using a digital currency could potentially make yourself more easy to be traced or discovered or found out.
Is it all right if we give the first name of this individual? I have it up.
Yeah, it is all right.
This is one of our $5 patrons, patreon.com/critical_hits. Martin was the lovely individual that asked us this question.
Do you want to go ahead and read out the full question?
Oh, sure. Well, let me see, because it's okay, cool. I'm wondering how payment of Shadowrunners work. Payment via cred stick seems quite traceable to me. Generating slush money / dirty money must be difficult for the megacorps, Yakuza, and Shadowrunners in such a digitalized world. Is there still cash in the Shadowrun universe, or do alternative payment methods exist?
So that is a very excellent question, and normally we would answer these on our Worm Talk episode, but I thought this one was in depth enough that we could answer it on the regular, and it fits into the whole how does a Shadowrunner kind of survive in the shadows type deal.
So thank you, Martin. I've always wanted to know how to commit tax fraud in this world.
Yes, evade the IRS. It is the way to live. Well, first you have to become a criminal. Step 1 of evading the IRS in the Sixth World: delete your identity.
Done.
It's that simple, right? Just fake your own death, do whatever.
Just gotta grab a power sander and get to work, man.
Let's grind these years off my life.
Just remember, press it on, don't hold it on. If you hold it on, you're gonna lose a finger.
See, these are important things that our listeners need to know.
Do not do this at home. Do not do this at home.
Disclaimer. Do
not commit tax fraud.
Look, taxation is theft. There, I said it. I feel better. Oh my God, I feel better. Anyway. So yes, there are actually multiple different ways that Shadowrunners can be compensated for their work other than just Nuyen? And to answer the other part of the question, technically, currency does still exist. You have the UCOS dollar is still a thing. I believe the German mark is still around. The yen is gone. The yen is completely replaced by the new yen.
Well, it's right there in the name.
I know it's right in the name. I honestly think that the ruble still exists.
Yeah, sure.
In Russia, and I know pesos still exist in Aztlan. And there are exchange rates if you wanted hard currency to Nuyen. So you could go that route. You could be that Shadowrunner that's just, I only want to be paid in hard currency.
The grid.
I'm completely off the grid. Although then you have to do all of the conversions to wherever you're going. So it makes globe hopping a little difficult.
Whatever I gotta do so that big bad government doesn't chase me down.
Well, I mean, if you don't want big bad government chasing you down, or you don't want corporations really prying into your life and your spending habits, using hard currency is the best way to go about it. Because so many people just live that digital lifestyle in the sixth world. It's just easy. I mean, think about it now. How often do you actually use physical cash as opposed to just using your card to buy something?
It's actually more work for me to go and get cash and then pay someone with it than just like using a cash app or some equivalent.
See, exactly. So thinking in that mindset, you can think of the ease that a lot of people are used to in the sixth world in the way that they spend their money versus Shadowrunners. Now, there is kind of a way around this as well. A lot of experienced Shadowrunners will go ahead and set up fake identities so that you'll have the fake identity is the one that's receiving the payment. And technically, you can have them live wherever you want in the fake identity. So they'd be tracing back to that place, whereas your bank account is all linked to your fake SIN and your fake cred stick that you've got. So you're good to go wherever.
Austin, do you remember your alias?
Yeah.
What was the name?
John Anderson.
John Anderson. Okay, that's awesome. I remember the whole like onus for me making my character was a wrestler name, and my entire character's name and backstory is based on a wrestler's name, just the name, and then his alias is P.D. Williams, aka
Nice.
the man who made famous the Canadian Destroyer.
He sure did. Unique
Nice.
P.D. Williams. He's so small.
He's so
small.
P.D. Papa Pump. Papa
P.D. Papa Pump. Yeah, mine is just because I like The Matrix and I'm very unoriginal, so that's why I went with John Anderson,
no,
but
that's cool.
yeah, that's
dope.
No, that's fair. One of the other ways around that of still receiving money from a cred stick is that you can opt to be paid, and most Johnsons in the sixth world will pay their Shadowrunners this way. They'll pay you in what's called a certified cred stick.
Easy. I may have missed it, and I apologize if I did, but could you also give a quick explanation as to a Johnson in case people think you're just being inappropriate here with a little Shadowrunning after dark?
Absolutely. The the name for who is giving you your jobs, you're usually, as a Shadowrunner, introduced to an individual called Mr. Johnson. And usually most Mr. Johnsons that you run into are going to be connected somehow back to probably a corporation, although that's not always the case. But it's widely accepted in the shadows that if you're dealing with a Mr. Johnson, you're most likely interfacing with a corporation proxy.
I would love if that is also the way that corporations like phrased the position and had it as like a professionally listed profession on like their LinkedIn, and they're like needing one professional Johnson, discretion necessary, must be okay with long hours. And then you get like a porn actor in the sixth world who's like, I'm ready to get out of the business. but they need me one more time. And shows up woefully unprepared for this interview at like a megacorp building. Is rocking like the party boy getup, just cuffs, collars, and a sequin speedo, and he's like, I'm ready to be the Johnson.
Full
They told me
glam.
you. They told me you wanted a Johnson. Well, I got one.
Some
Oh,
people
it's
have
call
called me
security.
some people have referred to me as the most professional Johnson in the business. And for ladies and gentlemen of this board, I'd like to demonstrate why. If you could please watch as I lay on my back on this desk in front of you.
I'm just imagining
not
this
avert your
guy
eyes.
like Chippendales in a courtroom
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, no, it's like a full-on board meeting, and like I said, cuffs and collars. He's just wearing a bow tie and little clip-on cuffs and a sequin speedo. He's got the full-on party
The
boy.
jury are like, he's glistening. I don't know if that's important to this case, but he's glistening.
Did he oil before he got here, or did he do it when he got here? Did he ask somebody? Did he have an oil spotter? What's happening?
Why is the table so wet?
All he did was sit down. What is happening?
Respect your Johnson.
Mm.
That's it. That's the main takeaway from all this.
Mad respect.
But that's not what this is what you're saying.
No, that's not.
Oh.
That's the exact opposite.
Okay, fair enough.
But to answer your question, the technical name within the corporation that you're given is you're reporting to the Resources Adjustment Division.
Ah, I see. Yes, my favorite division.
I mean, I was gonna say it is rad.
It's pretty rad.
So yeah, there's an actual official corporate paper, like a handout that was given, and you can find it in the third edition book, the Shadowrun Companion. It actually talks about and gives a description of who are you supposed to hire? Why should I use the RAD? And it's basically because it's basically like a corporate slush fund that they can write off, and that doesn't necessarily have to have a detailed itemized description of what it's used for.
Yeah, it's a personnel division.
Yeah, exactly. It's you're hiring outside talent for a task. That's
sure
literally...
You sure you're not looking for a Johnson there?
Okay. It's a party. I'm looking for a party. He said he was the best in the business.
I was told that there'd be a party here.
I was told that there would be punch and pie.
We were promised punch and pie.
There isn't any.
The flyer said that there would be punch and pie.
Woefully mistreated.
Oh, man.
But like I was saying,
speaking of woefully mistreated, hiring Shadowrunners.
Oh, nice segue. There we go. We're back to it. So the way the corporations will do it to be able to pay you in Nuyen currency is they'll give you what's called a certified cred stick. Now, think of a certified cred stick basically as a bearer bond. Whoever has possession of it, that's their money.
Yep.
And you can put however much you want onto certified cred sticks.
He who has the gold makes the rules.
Exactly. And there also lies another profound problem for the Shadowrunner, is once you accept the certified cred stick, how do you divvy it up between the rest of the team if they don't have their own sins, fake sins that you can send the money to? Then it falls to someone that does have a fake sin on the team to go and either divvy up the certified cred stick into smaller denominations to give to the rest of the team, or you could put it into a team slush fund if you trust the rest of your team that much.
Honor system.
Some people don't.
What?
Runners don't always hang out together all the time. Some of them have lives.
That's not true.
Well, our
on
runner
the-
team is
based on
unique.
the one piece of Shadowrun content that I've consumed in my life, easy, that is a goddamn lie.
Well, I'm here to tell you it's not, and that our sinless runner team is kind of unique.
Oh,
Damn
well,
right.
that's one way to describe us.
Oh, yes, it is one way to describe you. But yeah, if you're not wanting to be traced, then expect to be paid in certified cred sticks from your Johnson.
Hey yo.
Hey, now not every run that a Shadowrun team is going to take on is going to be from a Mr. Johnson. So what happens when you deal with these other people? Like what happens if you deal with a contact that one of your team happens to know? Or what happens if the deal is coming from like the Yakuza or the Mafia? They don't always have the Nuyen to throw around that a big corporation will. So you'll be paid in other ways. Usually
like exposure.
well, one is reputation. Your reputation in the shadows is important.
There you go.
The other is usually in favors.
I just like the concept of trying to explain to a Shadowrunner that they're like, yeah, man, we'll pay you an exposure. We'll get your name out there. More people will like it. You're like, you don't understand what I do you?
Are there Shadowrunner internships?
No, there's no such thing as a Shadowrunner internship.
Curses.
Did you want to shadow a Shadowrunner? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, it seems kind of like an all for nothing, man. I don't think you can intern. That's like being like, I want to intern with the Mafia. Like I just want to test it out. I want to see if it's for me.
Yeah.
You know, let's do 2 weeks and see where we are at the end.
I
want to
see if the
time.
life of
Right?
crime and mercenary work is the life for me. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I just wanted to dip my toe in and see see how the water
I'm
is.
looking around. I got this marketing degree, but
I'm in between things at the moment, so I thought might as well just check out what's
spare
going
time.
on out there. Yeah. My wife said I needed to pick up a hobby, so here I am.
So here I am. Thank you guys for having me. We need to go back to that idea
I brought cakes
of an episode of Sinless where it's just like normal wage slaves doing their jobs for the day, and there's just one guy that's like, yeah, on the weekends I do some shadow running.
No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah.
I've like fought a gang, you know.
I'm into bird watching, knitting, shadow running. You know. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's the other thing too, is like the way Shadowrunners are portrayed in the media that people would see is it's one of two ways. It's either glamorized in shows like Carl Combat Mage, or never heard of it, or it's going to be demonized in news reports and
news reports. Like it's news reports.
It's mostly
that's where it's gonna happen.
Corporate here speak, like
or
on the corporate.
Oh man, I want to see like the like after school special anti Shadowrun videos that they
Scared
show.
Straight Shadowrun.
Yeah. Oh dude, like, hey man, you looking to earn some extra Nuyen on the side? I got something you can help me with. All right, now we're gonna freeze here. Now, as you can see, Johnny's been approached by some rough individuals, and we gotta figure out how Johnny can say no without coming to harm. Like, I want like
friends
a full
don't let
on
friends Shadowrun.
Yeah, like give me like a full on PSA. Of course, at some point there's gonna be a rap, because there always has. How else do we reach the youths without rap?
It's gonna be really bad.
Oh,
Shadow
it
running
always
ain't for
is.
you. It ain't for me. A life of crime sure ain't free.
Bars, dude. Bars.
It's that same uncomfortable cadence the entire time too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, of course. It's very like stunted. It's a guy that they've got singing who has obviously never heard a rap song in his entire life.
Hip hop is easy. Rapping is easy.
The words just have to rhyme. I don't even have to play an instrument.
I just gotta get I gotta get what the kids call a fat beat.
Give me a fat beat. Whoa, hang on, that beat might be a little too fat. Let's reel it. Remember, I'm a first timer in here. Let's reel it back.
Look, I'm not trying to rewrite the GoldenEye Paul's music from the N64, okay?
Oh man. You know what? Honestly, like, okay, quick tangent, as we're known to do.
Yes.
This is gonna be an interesting one, but because of what Easy has just brought up,
Oh boy.
does anybody else have like a favorite piece of hip hop in video games specifically? And I can tell you mine as a point of example.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The character select screen in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Pick your fighter, it's time to start the match. It's so good, dude.
Gosh,
It's so good.
It's actually related. I was thinking about this. And it's not I don't know if it's my favorite, but I've been playing a bit of Street Fighter 5 in prep for Street Fighter 6, and I've been playing Ed, and his song is a banger, and it's a rap. And
It's
I'm just
so
like, I
good.
love these.
It's the best part of Ed. It is the best part of Ed.
Hey, he's
It's
also
the
like
song.
a emo sad boy boxer, but that's cool, I guess.
But slash Bison clone.
Slash Bison Club. There's also TJ Combo's theme in the new Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honorable mention is literally anything by Lotus Juice. So pretty much the entirety of the Persona 3 and Persona 4 soundtracks. Any of them, take your pick. I mean, Massive Heart Attack is like an absolute banger. So that would probably be my go-to for him. But yeah, Easy. Anything come to mind?
I gotta go with the original Killer Instinct soundtrack in the first one for the Super Nintendo. It was such a banger.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
Killer Instinct has never had bad music. Like, it is
The Orchid stage.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
Killer! Yeah.
oh my gosh. That single-handedly made me such a huge fan of Mick Gordon. Like,
Right?
I need him to make more music. If there's a game that Mick Gordon's making music for, I'm like, I need to play this.
Even if it's terrible, I need to play it.
Dude, the music. Oh.
I have a buddy of mine that has a physical copy of Killer Cuts, the soundtrack CD to the original 1995 Killer Instinct, and I am so jealous that he has it because it is so cool.
That is awesome.
Fun fact, I have that same CD.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I do. I don't even know how I came across it. Like,
fate.
It must have been. It must have been because
chosen.
I guess it was. We bought the special edition of Killer Instinct, and I didn't realize it. But it was so good.
It's so good.
Good.
It's such a classic.
But do we get paid in music?
I wish.
No, you don't get paid in music. Even if you work in music, you don't get paid.
Oh, snap. Holy moly, no one is safe tonight.
No, shade all around. Come join me on my new media, my SoundCloud. What would your SoundCloud rapper name be?
Oh no.
In the sixth world.
Oh man, this is
since we're going on this lovely tangent. Take a minute. Think about it. You're in the sixth world. You can literally draw backwards from anywhere for your SoundCloud rapper name. An audience, I would love for you to participate in this as well and join us in our Discord and let us know what your SoundCloud rapper name would be.
This is not a good name, but this was one of the ones that first came to mind is DJ Drek. It's not a good name.
It works.
No. DJ Drek, because I Drek on the haters.
Don't do that on them.
No.
Metaphorically speaking.
I hope it's consensually. Yeah. It better be consensually.
Only with the consent. Feel free to say no.
Feel free to say no. Mine would be DJ Daddy D, and it would just be synthwave beats put under voice lines from Dunkelzon's episodes of Worm Talk.
Oh, dude, wait. There's
Wow.
actually a brand of music that is a guilty pleasure of mine called Meaning Wave. And it's from this guy, Akira the Dawn. And what he does is he does beats over like inspirational speeches and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, this is good. This is good stuff right here. So that'd be you in the sixth world.
That would be me.
What
about you, Easy? What you got?
Industrial synthwave pop coming straight to you from the land of the Germany, so that I can be the golden boy. DJ the golden boy in reference to Loftware.
With the ZE?
Yeah, with the ZE.
The golden boy.
The golden boy.
Oh my god, he is the exclusive artist at any of Loftware's like get-togethers. DJ's the golden boy in the house.
Make it rain like the Scrooge McDuck.
Wait. Okay, how do you make it rain in the sixth world?
Well, if you're a mage, you maybe can
cast rain.
Cast some type of water spell into the ground or into the air. I'd imagine you'd probably have to be a shaman more so, right?
So step 1, be a mage. Step 2, summon water elemental.
Okay. Or
step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit.
Or I get a bunch of cred sticks and I put one Nuyen on each of them so that I can just make it.
You throw them in the air.
Okay. All right. Follow me on this one since we're going down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
Obviously, what you do is you hold digital matrix hangouts where you broadcast your music, and when you make it rain, you just clap your hand forward and money signs just fly forward at your audience.
But each one is like an actual like monetary amount that they can claim out of the matrix, and it actually like deposits.
Show.
Yes.
Here's your 1 peso.
Hey man, that sounds like what I've grown to expect out of shows from the Golden Boy at this point. He's starting to look more like the Brass Boy than the Golden Boy, but you know.
Cha.
It's not easy on those German SoundCloud streets.
Well, you need to find the discotheque with the synthesizer. Oh my god!
Greatest tangent? It's probably up there.
Greatest tangent, and we've now alienated our German audience.
No.
Good job. All right.
No. Nothing against Germans at all. I'm just they pronounce the word synthesizer funny. I can't help that. I mean,
it is fair that speaking German is the angriest language ever.
My brother one of my older brothers graduated with a degree in Germanics. And like I remember like hearing him take phone calls, and I was like,
"Oh geez,
who were you yelling at?" Like, no one. That's just German. And I'm like, why? Why does it sound so angry all the time?
It is all the time too.
It is, but it's also a really dope language. I like listening to German. It's pretty cool.
Oh man.
I wish that their movies weren't also horribly depressing. I could watch more German films.
Oh, also very true.
Just enjoy it.
Sad boy.
The sad country.
Oh, das Boot.
He's had trials und tribulations, yeah.
und tribulations.
Und tribulations.
Oh man.
I grew up on these streets.
It's the SoundCloud streets, dude. I'm telling you.
The SoundCloud streets.
They're rough out there.
Well,
they are nefarious.
Remember, in the
these Beatles ain't loyal.
They are nefarious for their difficulties in which to overcome. Oh.
Wow.
It's starting to become harder and harder. It's starting to become harder and harder to not say that we're trying to alienate the German audience.
Yeah, the more we go, the worse it gets. I think we're done. Let's bring it back to monetization and currency.
Started from the bottom, now we're here back on topic.
No.
Back on topic. You didn't let me finish.
That was good. Hey, Tyler, take two. What were you gonna say, buddy?
Start from the bottom now. I can't do it.
No, the
I
time has
can't
passed.
do it.
Oh,
The
jeez.
time
Oh,
has
jeez.
passed.
Everybody's looking at him.
Why is he just standing there?
Do something.
Do something.
The next worst thing that could probably happen to you in the sixth world as a Shadowrunner is if you do get caught, how law enforcement is going to treat you. Or the other side of that, law enforcement trying to put you on their own payroll. Because Lone Star and the other law enforcement agencies actually have a little bit of a leg up and leverage to bring to the table, especially if they can figure out who you actually are and bring up an original profile. If you ever had an arrest record, if you'd ever been committed for substance abuse, if you have a beetle addiction problem. Of course, Lone Star and the other law enforcement agencies will take it even further. Maybe it's not you personally, but maybe it's somebody in your family. Anything that they can leverage against you. Or, hey, maybe you don't want to do any time in jail. And instead of going to jail, you turn informant. And then you live that slippery slope life in the shadows of still trying to be a career criminal while then giving money and information to the police to arrest career criminals.
I see no way that it could go bad.
There are so many ways it could go bad.
I see nothing wrong about the statement you just said.
Snitches get stitches.
Allegedly.
No, that's how it's always been.
Oh, okay,
or in the words of the mafia, he's sleeping with the fishes. Or he's got concrete sneakers.
I always assumed sleeping with the fishes just meant you were tired on a boat.
Yeah. He went on a cruise. It's not coming back.
He got off early.
What's this fish wrapped up in I don't get it. I don't understand the reference. So that's how Lone Star can come at you. Not only that, but if corporations figure out any kind of information about you, think about what they could bring up. If you spend mostly the digital currency, like we were talking about earlier with the Nuyen and how easy it is, even through your fake SIN, they could 100% probably track down your buying habits and then start coming at you with that.
Yeah, Tyler, the megacorps know your browsing history.
The mysterious forces.
No. Oh no, the mysterious forces knows my internet history.
They're probably collating your internet history. Control, delete.
How do I delete the internet? Again?
Browser history, delete.
Call me Crash 2.0, baby, because we're bringing it all down.
I need it all to go away. I need it all to go away right now.
All of it. All of it.
No one can know.
Tell me they haven't seen it. Tell me they haven't seen it.
So those are some of the
part
ways.
of how you get paid is you get like voluntold.
It's part of the ways that things can be used against you, because that was part of the question as well. Because they were saying, wouldn't it be easy? Because in the sixth world, it's very digital age, digital currency. Wouldn't you be able to be tracked down? And if they figured out who your fake SIN was or what fake SIN you were using, then yeah, they could potentially track your buying habits. Because remember from our previous episode of Living in the Sixth World, where you have the good old automated smart home as a standard of living. Everything's connected to the matrix, Everything's recording all your purchases, even as innocuous as you might think of just where it reorders groceries because you're out of something in your fridge.
Camera toilet is always watching.
Camera toilet is always watching.
Never
As
forget.
intended.
Never feel safe.
Product works as intended.
Clench it up.
What's worse? Think about it. It sends the reports to your doctor, analyzes your urine and everything. You have a high salt intake. You should probably cut back on pork products.
Shut up, toilet. You don't know me.
Where did you get your doctor's degree?
Eat shit and die.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Toilet. I didn't know this was a consultation.
Dr. Toilet, MD.
Toilet MD.
I would watch that show.
Oh God. Now I need to make a Ripper doc whose name in the shadows is Toilet.
Dr. Toilet.
We gotta take him to toilet. What?
I'm sorry. Now's not the time to go to the bathroom. He's bleeding, man.
He's bleeding out, man. Oh man, that's an NPC idea right there. See, this is one of the other benefits of these late night Shadowrun recordings. We get
After dark.
after dark ideas. Dr. Toilet.
And I wake up 3 days later, like, what? Dr.
What the
Toilet?
fuck is Dr. Toilet?
The Golden Boy.
The Golden Boy. Who is he? Oh my god.
He's a famous German SoundCloud rapper.
Why? Why is this here?
Not only why, but how?
Who
How is
wrote
this
on
here?
who wrote my notes for me? What is this?
Was I drinking heavily again? Can you guys think of any pertinent questions that you have about how to hire Shadowrunners? I think personally, before you answer, one of the best ways to get paid is in gear.
Ooh. Loot.
Loot is always good. Hey, you have a new assault rifle? I'll take a couple of those that fell off your truck.
The currency of kings, truly.
That's fair. Stuff. The best currency.
Shinies.
Can't be traced, right?
That's very true.
I mean, I guess a lot of it falls under favors of stuff I'd like to get paid in, because like getting paid in, I don't know, cybernetic implants or, you know, stuff like that. Something that's like longer lasting than monetary gain. Don't know how safe that would be. It's just do this favor and I'll do this thing for you.
Well, there's also the possibility as Shadowrunners, when you're on the run, that you find other things while doing the run that can be considered, you know, of monetary value. Like you want to hang on to it.
I need a copy of Dunkelzon's will, or, you know.
I feel like at this point, Dunkelzon's will has to be like public record, right?
It is. It's 100%.
I mean, more
public
so
record.
like the names that are on it, kind of thing. Wait, no, because that's also public. My point is, it's something of like deep state information.
So
you'd want to break into the Draco Foundation.
Yeah. Knowledge is also always a good currency, I would imagine, to get paid in.
It does help to do your homework on who you're dealing with. If you can find out information about your Johnson, you could use that as leverage to try and get more money or favors or goods out of the deal.
I might have to talk to Dr. Toilet and see if he can give me more information about my Johnson. If anybody would know.
Dr. Toilet would know.
Twice a year.
He's there to help you keep regular. So, Austin, what would you want to be paid in the sixth world?
I don't know, man. Like anime figures and body pillows or something. You know, I'm a simple man.
I need more of my waifu art, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the
That's
easiest way. No, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where like it's situationally dependent, you know? Like
Mhm.
obviously just getting paid is a good way to go about things, but like, you know, if I'm trying to do a run for somebody and I like drop my gun, a new free gun is always a good thing to get as payment for doing something, or information, again, depending on who you're dealing with, is also always a good. So like
Mhm.
kind of it's kind of situational. I would love to be paid in front row tickets to see the Golden Boy at least once in concert.
Those are
Yeah,
Matrix shows only, obviously. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Hey
show up.
man,
still.
how else am I supposed to get that 5 pesos
Right? How are you
if
supposed to
I'm
get
not
them?
there?
You gotta log in, is
You
what I'm
gotta
saying.
love. You can't win if you don't play. The Golden Boy and the lottery. That is those are their
truest-
slogan.
The truest nightmare is like getting tiered concert tickets for a Matrix show, and there's ones that have ads, and during a song, just everything is an ad. All of a
The
sudden,
ad.
you can't escape.
Oh, and it's always gonna be like hyper targeted as well because it's the
Mhm.
Matrix. So you're like,
Mhm.
yes, I
don't need a
am
new
interested
toilet.
in this, but not right now. I'm interested in this product, but not at this moment. You need to get out of here.
Press
The
to
X,
press
the
to
X,
skip. You
but the
skip the
skip
ad and
box.
it goes to another ad.
No, you go to press the button, but the skip box becomes like an ARG and it starts like moving around and just go away.
Oh my god.
This is my
Yeah.
favorite song. Stop.
I could see that happening. That is 100% a thing.
Oh,
Tyler, what would you rather be paid in the sixth world?
Food.
Food?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting choice.
I mean, it depends. It always depends, right? So if I'm
Mhm.
thinking like Sinless season 1 for Zero, he would want to try a bunch of exotic food and have he wants to come home to an armada of taco trucks and try each of them. Simple
An
man.
armada.
Yeah, sure.
Lofty
Fleet.
goals.
a whole fleet,
A whole fleet. Exactly.
How else can I have the taco goodness?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like I want it to be the mecca of tacos. That's
That's
going to
fair.
be a better experience than any amount of Nuyen you can give me.
I don't know that, but still, that's very specific. I
Nuyen is
enjoy that answer.
temporary. Tacos
Tacos are forever.
Especially if they're made of soy. I'm pretty sure. I don't.
Blech, 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 blech.
I'm not
Get
gonna try it.
those soy tacos out of here.
That's all we got, man.
That is my biggest disappointment in the sixth world. It's that there's so much soy everywhere.
Yeah, but at that point, like, it's gotta be good, right? Like, if
Right.
soy has become such a prominent food stuff within the sixth world, like,
Maybe
it's
you're
gotta
just,
be for a reason, man. Like,
or
you're
maybe you're
thinking,
just so used to it because you've been eating it your entire life, and
yeah,
you don't know any better.
You're thinking 2020 soy, dude. You don't know what 2080 soy is like. Like,
Don't knock it till you try,
No,
man.
2080 soy could be on a whole other level, man.
we'll just have to live it out and find out. Is
Mhm.
the 2080 soy better?
Is it better? It's only one way. Move
Only
Future
forward
one
at a
way.
regular
listeners,
rate.
future
Yeah,
listeners, and I mean listeners from the future, tell us how soy products.
Yeah,
How are we doing?
dig me up and tell me.
Yeah, how is right into the podcast in 2081 and let us know how the soy is.
Any time travelers,
Uh-huh.
please let us know.
We will believe you.
Oh yeah, my tinfoil hat is on all the time. I'm ready to believe. Show me that time travel is a thing. I'll see you boys later. I'm going to the future.
I mean, we've talked about like the mysterious forces one day releasing the nuke years later, and it's like descending. Hey, man, time Time and ghosts and magic and stuff. Anything's
Time
possible
and
in Six Worlds.
ghosts. That's true. That is true.
Time and ghosts and magic and stuff.
Well, I have to say that if it comes down to it, and I'm a career criminal in the Sixth World, I'm gonna live off the grid, and you have to pay me in hard currency. The government's never gonna find me.
Gold bullion only.
Gold. I love gold. I only get paid in gold bars, please.
Eh?
It always comes back to Germans, dude.
Bury it in your backyard.
And by that I mean spit that gold bars at me.
Oh, DJ Z Golden Boy.
In the gold onesie that he wears that makes him look like a disco ball.
It's a jumpsuit.
It's a whole
or a
jumpsuit.
tracksuit. It's like what it's
It'd be a tracksuit. It had to be a tracksuit.
Yeah, that's what it'd be, a tracksuit. Oh man.
We are building this character, everybody.
This is what we come here on this podcast for, is to
we talk about lore, but really what we're doing is we're building future NPCs to make things even more interesting. Now having to do like a rescue mission to save DJ Golden.
Oh yeah, you heroes are finally here to save me.
The heroes are here, everybody. Let me drop the beat.
And then by the end of the mission, we're so tired of him.
We just give him back.
Oh god!
Please
if I had to make him, I would absolutely model him first after Ruby Rod from Fifth Element.
Oh yes, German Ruby Rod.
Yes.
That would be so good.
How many people can get behind that? Come on.
Yes,
I'm all for it. Let us know, please. Write in. It's important. But that is about all I've got for you guys on currency. I know this is kind of a shorter episode.
I have a question about currency.
Go ahead.
Is there any type of universal currency acceptance in the Sixth World, since the Nuyen is the primary, is the primary currency used, or is it still like it is currently, where like exchange rates and all of that exists per nation that you would travel to that has its own GDP?
So nations that do have their own GDP generally have a form of hard currency that you can exchange into, or you can exchange to Nuyen, because Nuyen has been established as the global currency.
Okay, that answers what my next question, my follow-up on that was going to be, which is Nuyen considered a universal currency, or is it considered like the corporate currency? Because if corporations are their own existing like systems, then it would stand to hold that they would have their own type of commerce, since they're corporations.
Yeah, the corporate court collectively came together and established the Nuyen as the single like global monetary form of currency that they would all trade in, that would be standard among all corporations regardless of where they're headquartered.
So if I was to go to like say I traveled from the US to Europe, and I go to visit beautiful scenic Germany with its flowing meadows and hills in which you can hear the sound of music, I've been told. Maybe that was Switzerland. I don't remember that movie very well. Anyway, when I go there, if I go to just like a normal town that is not part of any type of corporate control structure, that would still use the German currency, whether it be Deutschmarks or euros, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, the further into the sticks that you go, or off grid you go, the more likely you're going to have to use
the country currency.
Yeah, the regular currency. Unless if you have the certified cred sticks that have certified Nuyen amounts on them, I mean, you could use that because it's still an accepted form of currency.
Right. But
It's
like, if
just-
I was to say go to Berlin, which is probably a corporate zoned city, would
Actually, no, it's not. Berlin's actually broken up.
oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. The corporate owned city in Germany is Essex.
Oh, Essex. Okay.
Yeah. And that's
Wait.
Lofweir's stronghold.
Yeah.
Essex is in England.
There's an Essex, Germany, I'm pretty sure.
Is there?
Hang on, we're about to do some geography, everybody.
Essen?
Yes, my mistake. I mean Essen.
Essen. Okay. There's a video game press conference or electronics press conference, I believe, held
Yes.
in Essen every year. But anyway, so if you go to Essen, then Essen would use Nuyen as its primary currency form because the megacorps are more majoritively controlled. Gotcha. Okay.
The Seder
So
Krupp arcology is there.
So the Nuyen works as a pseudo-universal currency in the sense that it is the accepted currency of megacorps, and megacorps are obviously still the dominant presence throughout most of the Sixth World. But outside of that, you still have local currency on a case-by-case basis the farther you get away from megacorp centers.
Technically, yes. So to
Okay.
give a better idea, the Nuyen is the accepted currency in every country of the Sixth World and is the official currency, well, almost every country of the Sixth World, and is the official currency of Australia, California, Denver, Japan, the Native American nations, the Philippines, and Tir Tarangri.
Tir Tatankaри?
Your tangerine?
Tir Tangerine. Tir Nanog, not the official currency. Go figure. The magic people don't want the Nuyen to be their official monetary.
Do they use like crystals or what is
they use seeing stones? Bruh.
I come to barter, bro.
That's a beautiful cape, man. That'll be 3 amethysts.
Actually,
all I've got on me is 2 quartz, dude.
I apparently
Yeah.
they use, according to 2063, as of 2063, they use the punt, the Tir Nanog punt.
The punt. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a coin? Is it a dollar bill kind of
I'm
thing?
not sure. I'm not.
I think it's boots.
I think it's
it's
coins.
shoes in varying sizes.
I think it's
like
coins.
a small punt is equivalent to like $2 American, and it's kind of like a baby shoe. But then like a large punt, which would be like a combat boot, that's like $100 note.
It is considered the Irish pound.
Okay.
The Irish pound is referred to as the punt.
I mean, that would make sense why that would be the currency.
So yes, that makes sense. Yes.
For Tir
Or
that
hear me
makes
out.
sense.
My headcanon: elves trade in crystals.
I still like that.
Why?
Elves trade. I like that elves trade in shoes, and that's why it's called the punt. I'm sticking with that one.
Are they like curled at the end, like Santa's elves?
No.
Jeez, Tyler. Jeez,
Come on.
Way to let your cost just shine through once again, just making stereotypes about
you got
elves.
funny looking boots, mister.
Jeez.
Bet you can run fast in those.
Oh my god.
Wow. And then for the other locations, I do have what they do use currency wise.
Oh, okay.
In North America, of course, in Quebec Free State, they use the franc.
Quebec. Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. Love this. In the cost, it's the cost dollar. In the UCOS, it's the UCOS dollar.
The cost dollar.
Yes.
The
Atlan still uses the peso, and I have the conversion rates if you're interested of what 1 Nuyen typically converts to.
I like to imagine that the cost dollar is just like the cost flag, but with like numbers just like shittily painted onto the top of it,
Oh my god.
and that's the cost dollar.
I'm sure that's not what it is. You will be kind of impressed to know that the cost dollar is stronger than the UCOS dollar.
No, that makes sense.
Hell
Considering
yeah, brother.
considering that the cost has access to the Gulf and
Mhm.
that the major Pacific port trade is based out of the California Free State, which is independent of the cost.
Mhm.
It actually doesn't surprise me that the cost or is independent of the UCOS, I should say.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that the cost is stronger than the UCOS because
And remember,
trades and shipments, man.
California, since it's a free state, uses the Nuyen as their base
Mhm.
currency.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
had said that. I do think that it is surprising that the Nan uses the new yen, but also, again, it kind of makes sense locationally based on
Mhm.
where they are,
Yeah.
because it seems like their major point of interaction, at least on the West Coast side, would be the Seattle Metroplex. So just
Mhm.
using the new yen, considering that is their main point of trade and commerce, probably. It
Mhm.
makes sense that that would be what they would adapt. Also, we don't need a third currency flying around, like, or a fourth currency flying around North America right now. That would that would be rough.
I think I may have found the best one
What do we got?
in South America, in
Uh,
the Caribbean League.
okay.
They use doubloons.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Tyler,
Winner.
how do you feel about that?
I love me some doubloons. Welcome to the sixth world, yar. Okay.
You best start believing in high fantasy concepts, so easy mode, because you're in
You're
one.
in one.
God, what have I done?
Uh,
Oh, you'll be happy to know that Venezuela still tries to have the Caracas Bolivar as their currency, and it's horribly inflated. 1 Nuyen is equivalent to 5,000.
I mean, that's kind of what it's like when you do peso conversion too, right? Is it's like peso conversion is
the
feels
Atzlan
like
the Atzlan peso is 500 pesos to 1 Nuyen.
yeah, and I mean, like even if you look at current, it's always so interesting to me to just see like how countries decide their delineations for currency,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly it's Japan because Japan just feels like they just really want to see big numbers and have it mean the same thing. They're like, what if 100 was one? We can only go up from there, and it's
Exactly.
like when you first get into like importing stuff from Japan and you're like, what do you mean this costs 46,000 yen? What does that mean? That feels like a lot. You're like, oh, it's like 400 bucks. That's actually understandable.
So officially in Europe, they're using the euro. In Austria, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Portugal, Scandinavia, and Spain.
That checks out.
They use the euro. The Deutschmark is used as physical currency only, but it's phased out in 2063.
The Deutsche Marquis.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the same thing that actually happened in Germany though when the euro got introduced is they converted all digital banking into
To
euros.
euros, yeah.
And then physical, because I remember when my brother he went and lived in Germany for a year, and when he was there, he bought Deutschmarks just to have as like a souvenir because
Mm-hmm.
like he went to like some shop and he got his change in Deutschmarks and he was like, I'm just gonna keep these because this is like technically worthless, but
Mm-hmm.
like give it 6 months. Like
What else is there? In Asia, the Russians still use the ruble. India still uses the rupee, and the Korean won is still around.
oh, that that is interesting that because it doesn't most of the rest of Asia also just convert to Nuyen, or
Well, Japan and Philippines use it as their standard currency.
what does China use then?
Malaysian ringgit.
Malaysian ringgit? That sounds
Yeah.
like a condition that Dr. Toilet would need to examine.
Well,
I don't know if that's a currency form.
we haven't done a segment on it yet, but China is not a powerhouse in the sixth world. China went through a very, very large breakup, and they are a bunch of independent nations.
Yeah, but they're like still friends. Like they go out and get lunch on the weekend.
No,
And,
no,
like,
no, they don't. No,
oh
no.
no.
There's
Oh,
lots,
no.
there's lots and lots of infighting between the separated new states that have formed in China. Don't worry, we will talk about it. I promise. You'll get to learn all about how China is horribly broken up, and it's probably one of the reasons why Japan was able to grow as such an economic powerhouse, because there's
Checks
nothing
out.
to stop them, you know.
Yeah, over on that side.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Of course, England still uses pound sterling because why not? Proper English. And Africa uses the Nigerian Nari or Naria.
Oh, so the Africa has like one centralized currency system?
One centralized currency.
Oh, that's cool.
Other than just using the Nuyen, because they probably do both. But
Right.
if you wanted currency, that is what you would be converting to.
Oh, cool. This is under the assumption that all of these places use Nuyen. The only country that doesn't accept it is Antarctica, because penguins are the only official currency of Antarctica. Everybody
No, they
knows that.
run Antarctica.
Well, yeah, but they're also the currency. Like they use themselves for monetization,
no.
Tyler. Yeah.
It's dark down there.
Seals.
Oh no.
They run those banks.
Instead of dead sharks, it's dead seals. Oh no.
Oh no, they've come to collect. Quick, pretend you're not home.
Don't worry, we will also talk about Antarctica and the interesting things that are taking place in that freezing continent in the sixth world.
A lot of penguins.
Not as many as you would think.
No,
not as
don't you tell me. No. What
Look,
happened to the? Oh no.
There may have been some, disasters that happened.
You lie. No.
Natural disasters in the Arctic? I'd never.
This is a nightmare.
This is the nightmare timeline that we're going down.
That's the sixth world for you.
Yeah.
Every episode.
We creep closer and closer every day. So there you go. Now we have the currencies around the world that are used. What you can expect to be paid as a Shadowrunner, and most likely as a Shadowrunner, it's in Nuyen. But depending on which country you're running in, it could be different. Just saying.
And if you ask nicely,
and I do.
Yeah, I'm waiting. You got this look like you.
If you ask nicely, you can live off the grid and just get hard cash for your runs.
Yeah, who is it that you get your hard cash from? Who's the point of contact there? What were they called again? I'm having a bit of a spot right now.
A little confusion there. It's a Mr. Johnson.
Oh, Mr. Johnson.
Don't page Mr. Johnson though, because then you get a guy running into your office building, oiled up, ready to do.
I mean, don't threaten me with a good time.
What is needed to earn the hard currency? I believe you said the hard cash that can only be provided
you would
from and for Mr. Johnson.
You would have to work that out with your Mr. Johnson, and then they would most likely have to do a conversion for you from the Nuyen they were going to pay you into the hard currency cash that you're asking for, and then hand it to you in a lovely nondescript briefcase.
Gotta love some hard nondescript briefcases.
right?
Mhm.
As you
And
are
how.
traditionally paid in, because that is what heist movies have taught me, is that
Hmm.
all of the money is in the briefcase.
Yeah, it's either a briefcase or a burlap sack with a $sign on the front of it. There's no in between. Those are
Truly.
the only two ways in which I will ever accept currency. Of
I've
any
only ever
kind.
seen it that way, so I assume that it's
Yeah,
true.
it only exists that way. Oh, you know what? Actually, there is the third medium, the
Mm.
duffel bag. We
Oh
do have
yes,
the
Oh,
yep,
duffel
yeah.
bag.
yep. We've got the
Yeah,
duffel bag. That is
we
true.
do have the duffel bag.
Mm-hmm.
But like the briefcase is the most impressive one, like, right? Like the briefcase is the most
It's
professional way.
usually either a black briefcase or a silver briefcase, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like, you get that satisfying double click when you
Yes.
unlock it, and then
Mm-hmm.
it just opens, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all just uniform and
And then you
beautifully layered.
get to pull out one of those stacks of bills and just go
Fanned through. Yeah. Yep, this looks like all of the money.
Yeah, I love that. They just pull out one, flip through it really quick. Yes, this is clearly all of the money I asked for based off of this one stack that I looked at. I trust you implicitly.
As my endemic memory has shown me, this is about $5,000 worth of Nuyen. Therefore, I can extrapolate that there are 20 stacks of $5,000 of Nuyen. The agreed upon amount has been reached. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
I will now take my briefcase of hard-earned currency and disappear into the shadows.
Hard-earned currency. Yes,
man.
please.
Talk about cliche. I can only assume that if somebody is going to insist in paying you in hard currency, that they're most likely representing some kind of government agency.
Yeah, that checks out. No paper trail.
Yeah.
And if they try to pay you in shoes, it's the tier. They're out to get you.
Unmarked shoes.
You might even say they're after your Lucky Charms.
You know that a Johnson from the tier is all about the Lucky Charms, baby.
We're trying to go for a twofer. First, we're losing our German audience, and now
now our Irish audience. Heart, stars, and clover.
Irish audience isn't listening to us. They're too busy like picking potatoes or something.
Oh,
wow. River dancing onto the local discotheque. I don't know, man.
River dancing to the local discotheque while picking potatoes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I assume.
courtesy of one Austin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm very Irish. I'm allowed to say these. Well, not like currently, but like ancestrally. So that makes sense.
I checked my ancestry.com. I'm good.
My 23andMe says I have this card now.
My 23andMe just came back, and I opened the envelope, and it was just a potato that fell out. So I'm pretty sure I'm Irish enough to say these.
I was gonna say, you sure it wasn't just a pint of Guinness and a punch in the face?
Yeah. Well, that's when you get off the plane.
Oh, okay. It just really hits you in the
National
face.
greeting, yes.
Oh man. Well, I think that brings us all up to speed.
Oh yeah,
currency, getting paid, and how to go about doing that. But speaking of getting paid, you guys, if you would like to participate in helping us keep everything running over here, we would graciously accept your contribution of $5 to our Patreon. And you can go right over to patreon.com/critical_hits. And for just $5, you get a peek behind the screens or behind the curtain, where you can interact with us on our Discord or catch up and hear about the upcoming news of any kind of artwork or episodes that we have upcoming for Sinless Season 2. You also get shouted out at the end of every episode of Sinless Season 2. What's not to like, you guys?
wow,
Such Such returns, little money, so amaze.
Oh no.
Feels great. But seriously, it would really help us out and helps us keep bringing you this delicious content that you devour with your ears. And I am deeply, deeply gracious of you coming back over and over to consume more lore.
Yum, 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 yum.
It's delicious. Tyler, Austin, any final thoughts for the evening?
Normalize
Run-
payment in food.
Run shadows, acquire currency.
That is generally the gist of it. Acquire currency, question mark, profit? Sounds right.
We're doing it right.
We're doing it the correct way, you guys. As always, thank you for listening and keeping up with us for this long. I hope you really appreciated some of our fantastic tangents on some of these great NPCs that hopefully will make their debut into Sidless one day. Who knows? Keep your ears open and you may recognize some names. But we will just have to wait and see on that one. But as always, you guys, thank you for listening. Thanks for coming back. Super appreciate it. Hope to keep you here and keep you entertained. And as always, we will see you in the next one.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. is granted permission to Critical Hits to use such names, logos, artwork, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Critical Hits in any official capacity whatsoever.